Ice Dogs to the power play. They broke their power play slump with Vince Dunn's power play goal Sunday against Mississauga, remaining last in the Ontario Hockey League. There were signs that the power play was going to break out, and finally they capitalize. And this is a big opportunity. Erie struggles killing penalties on the road. Siebenthaler shot, scores! Power play woes? What power play woes? Siebenthaler ties the game at 1.
Starts off winning of the face-off. Verhaeghe does a great job. They do the perfect job of everybody getting out, slowing things down. They pass to Siebenthaler. Siebenthaler knows that he's got a little bit of a lane to get this puck through, and he takes advantage of it. Look at DeFrucia's going to bring McDavid with him. Dunn does a nice job of getting it to the point, and then you got two white sweaters going to the net. Look at DeFrucia, just eludes McDavid, boom, gets to the front of the net, and he screens Williams.
Siebenthaler and Dunn were a familiar combination last year for the Ice Dogs on the power play, setting each other up. And Siebenthaler gets one here. Jenkins' shot was deflected wide. Now the Ice Dogs feeding off the energy of that power play goal. Out front, Maleta, and he fanned on it. He was set up beautifully. And Maleta had 2 goals when these two teams met up on Wednesday, October the 22nd at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo. We know the Ice Dogs are getting out shots, 11-3. They're very much in this game. Murphy out front. Strome tried to tip one towards the net. Spinning and shooting was Marchment. Strome again. And the referee's whistle will go. A high stick, it looked like, in contact with the puck. Strome got involved. Now everybody's going to come in and pick a partner.
I like what I see right here. You got some energy on both teams. Talk about ends of the spectrum. 14-0 compared to Niagara, but they both want this win. Let's take a look at Niagara. They're going to regroup from the neutral zone. Look at this, little quick D to D to the side, and then Jenkins just going to simply spank it in there, and then they go to the forecheck. 2 guys on the puck, 1 on pressure on the puck, 2nd guy supports, and they get possession. That's Niagara Ice Dog hockey. That's what they got to keep going.
8:18 remaining in the first period of play. 1-1. Ice Dogs and Otters. Agard in with Carter Verhaeghe, and Agard spinning, trying to work hard against Darren Radish. Darren Radish's brother, Taylor Radish, competing at the under-17s for Canada. Slipping through everybody, and McDermott, the big defenseman, was dropped by Moran.
Moran just bailed out his team on that one. How is McDermott so open, so much time?
The guy who's 6'5", 222, Ed, he's hard to miss. Look at McDavid slipping free of Vince Dunn. Down low it goes to Nick Betts. Betts sets one up to brink it back to the line. McDermott, hard shot. Moran with the save. Rebound is loose. And Betts had an opportunity. Rebound is still there. Ice Dogs are in full scramble mode against this top line of Erie. And McDavid stopped by Aaron Hayden. Centered out front, and Betts took a swipe at it. McDavid again. Got that extra gear. Tried to cut out front, and boy, Hayden stood him up. Back it goes for Darren Radish. Sets it up for McDermott. Turned aside by Moran. Ice Dogs desperately need a whistle or a change. They're going to try and start one now, though Erie is controlling. Inside 7 minutes remaining as DeBrincat backhands one in. Verhaeghe from his own side of center ice will lift one in. Ice Dogs, though, will gladly take the whistle. 6:53 to go in the first.
And you can see the pressure by the Erie Otters. I mean, they had Niagara just hemmed in their own zone, and they had 5 white sweaters that were awfully tired, needed to get off. But Erie just kept going at them and going at them. Unbelievable pressure by the Erie Otters.
Offensive zone face-off for the Otters. And Clinton Maximovich in there on the draws. Mikulovic will backhand one around for Cody Caron. Lead pass hits McCool in the back of the leg. Genovese turned it over at center. Got it back again, knocked away by Knott. Graham Knott hit the linesman with that shoot in, and unfortunately that created an offside.
And this line of Caron, McCool, and Knott have provided a lot of energy right now for the Niagara Ice Dogs. They seem to be one of those lines that the energy is high when they're on the ice. But the story so far, I mean, Moran's been unbelievable in the net for Niagara. Erie has 14 shots so far in this first period to Niagara's 3.
So Brent Moran, who saw a goaltender and Brandon Hope get acquired from Owen Sound, a guy who had been a starter in this league last year, 28 victories for the Attack. He was not starting as much as he'd like this year. And maybe it was a trade to elevate Moran's game. He's the #1 man in Niagara. That Hope gives them a rather solid 1-2 tandem. Here's Graham Knott, tries to fight his way through, and Mayo is back. Backhanded, as Crown got knocked out front.
Caron upended in front of the net. Niagara fans wanting a call.
McCool stapling Mayo, and he's a little bit slow to get up. Forces a turnover. Back to the line for Wilkie. Tried a shot, it was blocked. Middle of the ice, good position, shot, and it was deflected wide of the net. Caron down low. Hayden McCool tried to cycle, he gets roughed up by Mayo. Genovese in there as well as McCool got pulled down, and the puck is shot down the ice, tipping off Mikulovic's stick.
McCool having some words as he is going for a change.
McCool and Knott were healthy scratches out on Saturday. Both cut school on Friday, and that's a no-no with the Niagara Ice Dogs. Just a one-game banishing, they're back as good as ever. Here's Wood, shot save made by Moran, and that's into the netting for a whistle.
I think for Moran, he's such a pro. This guy's drafted by the Dallas Stars. I think it was a relief for him when they drafted for Hope. I mean, he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders right now. They, in the backup department, I don't think they had the confidence in their backup, right? And it was one of those situations where he's carrying the load, and you get a goaltender do that night after night, it's a lot of pressure, and it can get to you mentally. Now he's got Hope, arguably a #1 goaltender, obviously, in this league. And he's got now maybe a little bit of less of the pressure on his shoulders, knowing he's not going to have to be playing every single night, relied upon every night. And he can share the duties a little bit.
Maximovich able to play it in. That's Kyle Maximovich, the younger brother. Maximovich twisting and turning and trying to create some space. Back it goes for Dermott, shot, and that one pinballed off a couple of bodies. Brosnan tries to clear. Dermott can't keep it in. Possibility for a 2-on-1, and then got held up as Evan Krasse. He's a big winger, Ed, 6'3", 194, almost fought his way free. Hustling back in his own zone is Langdon. Put it himself well, did Langdon. Shot for Murphy, stopped by Moran, and he holds on.
You know, we talk about the easy plays in the game of hockey. Siebenthaler does a nice job. You're always telling your defense, just get in the way, take a piece of them. You hit for possession, not to put the guy, and he makes a nice little play in the corner where he's going to rub a guy out. Watch number 5 in white. He's going to follow, he's going to angle. Now look at, he's going to go to him. Look where he takes him out. What's that do? Creates an opportunity for Niagara to get possession. Can we show that one more time now that we have another whistle? But you can see how he's going to angle the guy, and he's going to stop. He's going to check in front of the body, not behind, in front, so that he frees up the stick. Right here, look at, takes away the puck, takes possession. That's unbelievable.
4 minutes even to go in the first period. All start off the draw, so they will do it again. Clean face-off win, and Marchman's shot was deflected wide. Hard to believe, Mason Marchman, a free agent pickup, 6'3", 195.
Oh, Jenkins got hit in the Erie bench.
Probably got the gears verbally from the Erie players. It bounces out front, it's loose, jamming away is Maleta, got a backhander and it just rolled wide.
McDermott's the one that hit Jenkins, and McDermott was originally drafted by LA in 2012. He's a free agent now, but he's one of those overage D that we were talking about with Erie, 3 of them.
An OHL player drafted by the LA Kings? Well, I never read.
Exactly.
There's Maleta, almost created their opportunity, and Payne will deflect it in with his skates, and this line will go off for a change. And the final point on the Ice Dog goaltending, no slight against Stephen Dillon. It's very hard, though, for a 16-year-old to walk into the Ontario Hockey League and excel.
Absolutely, and we saw Byzantine go through it. We saw all the rookies go through it. Even Moran had to pay his dues and didn't get a lot of attention until he turned 17, 18 years old.
shot, a screenshot, hit Williams rather than Williams saving it. Agard working hard.
One quick note on that. Marty Williams even said that, you know, Dylan's a big part of his future. They drafted him in the 3rd round, and, you know, he's saying that as well, too.
Tim Murray, the Buffalo general manager, in the house, and that's not surprising considering McDavid is in town as the Ice Dogs are offside. And he told me that Dylan was scheduled to play with his son's team this year before he got drafted to the Ice Dogs and went up to them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he said Buffalo's going to draft him anyway next year. So there you go.
You know, it's interesting because we hear about McDavid all the time, and not a lot of attention going to Strome. I mean, this guy's going to be a first-round NHL pick, probably top 5.
Yep.
You know, so the Buffalo Sabres realistically could get Dylan Strome. And don't kid yourself, they're here to see him as well.
Sherry Basson has told us on a couple of occasions as Fox played it through, and Fox will pick up the puck again, that he feels that Dylan Strome is more talented than Ryan, and he said that's no slight against Ryan Strome. Dylan Strome is just that good.
Well, that's a pretty huge compliment.
And then Sherry Basson told a long story that had everybody in the room entertained. That's usually how it works with Sherwood Basson, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Here's Stephen Aller. He loves you, Ed, doesn't he? Always asks you about your brother Steve.
Yeah, he's done such a great job. And you want to talk about patience. I mean, this is a guy that went through how many years of trials and tribulation in Erie and just kept doing it and stuck to the draft. And little by little, they drafted the right way and built their team up the way it's supposed to be built. And when you look at what they're doing now, you know, this isn't a team that when McDavid and Strome leave, they're just going to go, you know, down to the bottom. They're going to have a strong team for a while now.
False start off the draw, minute 40 remaining in the first period.
I mean, DeBrincat's a great example. He leads rookies right now, and he's 5th in scoring. 27 points in 14 games for the Erie Otters. This is the future of the Erie Otters.
Oh, DeBrincat just got cuffed down by Vince Dunn, and Dunn is the one who's going to get the penalty. And we'll check in downstairs with Al Galloway. Al?
Thanks very much, Steve. Connor McDavid will be my first intermission guest. We'll have some highlights and analysis with you and Ed up in the booth, and we'll bring you up to date on any and all scoring in the opening period of play. Gentlemen?
So DeFruscia looks like he's headed to the penalty box as well.
Let's take a look at how this penalty happens right off the face-off, and it's going to be behind the play right there. Done on DeBrincat, just a little ping-pong.
It was a retaliation penalty, and to show you DeBrincat, Ed, you said he's leading in rookie scorer. The next player has 13 points, and he's got, what, 27?
27 points. Unbelievable. The future's bright and Erie.
So DeFruscia picked up a penalty at the other end after the original penalty was called, so Erie has a 2-man advantage for 2 minutes.
Oh, this should be a clinic.
They might want to cue up Sweet Georgia Brown, the Harlem Globetrotters music, while the Otters are on a 2-man advantage. Now look at Makulovic. McDavid slides one out front. Oh, what a save by Moretti. Rob Dylan Strome centered out front. Back it goes for Radish with a shot. And what a block on the play by Hayden. He's limping, but has to stay on the ice. Here's McDavid. Down low it goes. Strome has DeBrincat out front. Set up. Radish with a shot. Another great save by Marin. And he's got the rebound.